I'd like to take a moment to thank my channel members. Thank you. It's continued support like yours that keeps this channel growing. And if you haven't already, please consider joining today. Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Autobot Minerva, and I love this toy. And this was another figure that was very generously donated to the channel by channel member Daddy Bots. Daddy Bots, thank you so very much for your kind donation. I have been absolutely adoring this figure. So Minerva here, released in the fall of 2022. She's available right now as of the time of this recording. She is a deluxe class figure and retails for approximately $23. Taking a quick look at the packaging, we've got the Legacy packaging right here. With the open window, you can see her when she's in the package. She's packaged in robot mode. You can have some artwork right there of her in her vehicle mode, Transformers logo, Legacy Autobot Minerva. On the side, it's the same artwork we've been seeing for quite some time now. Nothing new there. On this side, we've got artwork of Minerva in her robot mode, both in her robot mode and her robot mode. And a close-up of it. It is early in the morning. And then along the back, we've got product shots of Minerva in her robot mode and in her vehicle mode. She's furnishing her weapons right there. 14 steps for transformation. She comes with her sheet of instructions, which is your standard Legacy sheet of instructions. Very easy to follow. And you've got the figure, which I have here in vehicle mode. And of course, you get her weapons. Now, her weapons are weird. So you've got this weapon right here, which is nice. It's molded in black. Or actually, it's molded in clear, but painted in black. And it's a nice weapon. And then you have this weapon right here, which is molded in clear and left clear for reasons that are unknown to me. When I asked about this during the development meeting at Hasbro, I asked why we're leaving this gun clear like this. And the only thing that they would say to me was, you don't work here, we're calling security. So, you know, that's all they would say to me. They were kind of rude about it. So I don't know why that was left clear, but it's a very cool, very nicely molded weapon right there. This weapon here has ports. This one has pegs. So you can actually peg one to the other and make a double weapon of sorts. I just don't understand for the life of me why they left it clear like that. But anyway, there's ways that we can mount it to the vehicle. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. The vehicle mode itself, she's kind of a short, stubby vehicle. She's approximately 4 inches tall. 4 inches long, about 1.5 inches tall right there. And what this is a repaint with a new head of Elita 1. And I don't have Elita 1. Elita 1's a figure that I've kind of been on the fence about. I wasn't sure if I wanted to get her or not, but when I saw Minerva, I knew I had to get her. This mold, I think, works so much better for Minerva. For those that are not familiar, Minerva was a character in the Master Force series. She was a Headmaster Jr. The Master Force series was a Japanese series that continued G1. After G1 ended in the States, G1 continued in Japan, first with Headmasters and then with Master Force. So Minerva was a human character in Master Force that became a Headmaster Jr. along with her two friends. And what their function was, with the Transformers were having battles, their function was kind of civil service. She was an ambulance. She was taking care of injured people and getting them off the battlefield. The other two, Cab and Shuta, were a police car. So police car, usually he was like handling traffic, and then the fire truck was, you know, putting out fires and doing rescue stuff. So they didn't engage directly, at least at first. They didn't engage directly with the Decepticons. Their function was more of a civil service kind of a thing, because they were humans and because they were kids, and the Autobots or the Cybertrons, as they were called in Japan, didn't want to put them in harm's way, so they were just kind of sent off to the sidelines to do civil service and rescue and help other humans, which was I thought was a really, really cool take. And again, this mold I thought worked perfectly for Minerva. Just a little short car, a little stubby car that she used, that was her transector being the car that turned into the robot body that she would be the head for. This works really well, and I thought the robot mode also lends itself better to Minerva than it did for Elita 1. So I absolutely had to have this one. She's done mostly in white with some red details. Again, she is supposed to be an ambulance. My only minor gripe here would be on the hood. The actual deco itself, she's supposed to have a red cross with an Autobot logo on the hood. I don't know if for legal reasons they can't do that anymore. I'm hoping maybe we'll get a sticker set later down the road that'll fix that. I did fail to mention this piece right here is also separate. This did come as an accessory. You can take it off and you can use that, and I guess you can mount weapons up here if you'd like. But again, they didn't really have weapons. They were civil servants, so they didn't really have weapons. And also, where else would you put that? So I just put that there, and I just kind of left it there permanently because that's where it should go. Now, we do have ports along the side here. We got 3 per side. So if you want to mount weapons, you can do that, and you can mount these pretty much anywhere you want. You've got lots of, you also have a port on top of the light here if you wanted to do that. So lots and lots of options for pegging. So taking the weapons off, we'll set those off to the side. She doesn't roll great. I don't know what it is. I think might be just on might mold. But the back wheels, I've been working on these and kind of trying to loosen them up. But it seems like the wheels, they get caught. Like if I turn it like this, it turns fine for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it feels like it gets caught. I don't know if maybe there's a burr in here or what, but if you see these lines here, that was me trying to roll her when I first got her, and she made some lines here on my surface. And it's the back wheels, it's both of them. Like right there, you can see it's rolling, and then it just kind of stops right there. And I really have to put some pressure and push on her to get her to roll. I don't know if I might pop these off and maybe sand that down a little bit, try to get it, because the front wheels roll okay. And she rolls okay when the wheels roll, but when these back wheels lock up, I mean, they lock up. You can see the marks here on my desk. It's kind of weird. But minor gripes. The vehicle mode, again, really nice. I really love this design. I think it works very well for MINERVA. You do have a clear window right there, and she doesn't really have a bottom of the vehicle there. Most of the robot is like right there, so you can see all the way through there. But not a big deal really. I still think that looks really cool until you get to the back of the vehicle, and then you've got obvious feet hanging back here. Line that up better. You've got obvious feet hanging back there. I think they did an okay job. I think. I mean, you got these back here, so I don't have any blast effects with me, but you could put blast effects back here and make these like thrusters if you wanted to. Which I guess that's a fun feature. If you're a kid playing with this and you've got some blast effects, then I can see myself definitely putting, thinking of those as thrusters. She's a super fast ambulance, and then putting some fire effects back there. That would be cool. For an older collector, it just looks like feet hanging back there. So, I don't mind it all that much. I think it's all right. Couple of comparisons just because I have her right here, part of the team that Daddy Bot sent me, and because she's also a female. Here she is with Crasher, so you can see what the two of them look like together. For a deluxe in vehicle mode, she can be a little smaller. Here is Shadow Strip, so you can see the 3 of them. So you got 3 deluxes right here, and you can see that in vehicle mode, she does tend to be a little bit of a shorter. These guys are about 5 inches long. She's about 4 inches long, so there's quite a bit of length difference right there. But you can also see she's a little bulkier as well. I'll set these guys off to the side. Transformation for MINERVA is relatively simple, and again, if you're familiar with Elite 1, then you already know what we're doing. Let's move this up a bit, and we are going to start with the feet right back here. We're going to take these, flip them over, and just soft snap them into place. And we're going to take the back of the vehicle right here, pop it out to the side. This is on a double hinge right here. This is going to come down and snap into place right there, and then this top part of the vehicle right here, this is going to flip around and fill in some of the back of the leg right there. Same thing on this side. We're just going to take the side of the car, flip it out and over, bring it down, take that side of the car right there, bring that in to fill it in, and she was pegged in right there at the thighs. You just unpeg that right there. Take the arms. The arms are tabbed in here on the top of the car right there, and then also you're going to bring them in and untab them from the side. So there's a peg or a tab right there, or a port slot right there that tab was going into. And then this tab was tabbed into this slot right there. So you just bring that out, rotate the arm, and then rotate the fist. And it's important that you rotate the fist so that it's like this in vehicle mode, because I left it, when you go to vehicle mode, I had it like this, and then the sides of the cars would not tab in, and the vehicle would just not tab in together, and it was because of this fist. It wasn't until I figured out that you got to rotate the fist to make room for this inside of this panel right here. So just keep that in mind. So bring that out there. Undo the arm from this side as well. Rotate it and rotate the fist. And then we're going to take the whole, pretty much the whole top of the car right here. And this is on a double hinge. You just bring it up and over. Take this back piece of the car. This is going to flip into the windshield right there. And then we're going to take the front fenders right here. These are tabbed in here. These are slotted in. So just kind of pull them down. And using that gray piece right there, you're going to double hinge these straight up. Do that on both sides like that. And then using this gray piece right here, this is double hinge. You're going to bring the hood back and over the windshield. So it covers up the whole windshield, gets covered up, and it creates her back right there. And this kind of creates her shoulders. Finally turn the waist around. And there we have MINERVA in her robot mode, standing at about 5.5 inches at the top of the head, 6 if you go up here to the shoulder pylons. Now, real quick on the shoulder pylons, with Elita 1, a lot of people have talked about, you know, all the different ways that you can configure these so that the shoulders are not just sitting up there. You can like turn them so that they're over her shoulders, or bring these down. And there's all kinds of stuff that you can do with Elita 1 that you can also do with MINERVA. However, if you're not familiar with the character, if you're not familiar with the animation model for MINERVA, she had big shoulder pads like this. Now, in the show, the way she transformed, and her toy was kind of the same way, it was pretty much the whole side of her arm was the entire side of the car. So her arm just kept going past her shoulder and straight up. Whereas these shoulder pauldrons are really kind of mounted to her backpack rather than her actual shoulders. So the design is different, but the look is there. It makes it look like MINERVA. And this is one of the reasons I thought that this mold lends itself so well to MINERVA. It really, really looks fantastic. There's a little bit of hollowness in the shoulders. I wish an extra step would have been taken, maybe flipping the wheels in. You know, if you could flip these wheels 180 degrees and tuck them on the inside, I think that would be cool. Something other than that, because it does look like they're hollow, right? Little fillers here would have been nice. But other than that, I think the mold and the silhouette really, really work for MINERVA. Mostly done in white and red, as she is a white and red ambulance. The colors do carry over. She's got the orange face with the blue eyes and the little black antennas that just scream Headmaster, especially Headmaster Jr. She just really does a fantastic job of looking like MINERVA. Really, I prefer this mold for this character than I did than I do for Elita 1, and I'm probably gonna skip Elita 1 because this just works for me. This just really works for me. Going all the way around, she does have that backpack there. Again, it's really not that bad. We get a lot worse. We've gotten a lot worse. And for her character, it works. She had the back of the car on her back, so she does have a backpack again. So it really calls back to her animation model. Legs are there, I guess. There's a couple of hollow spots right there, you know. They did an okay job trying to fill some of it in. It's not terrible. It's not too bad. Again, not a whole lot of waffling. We do have some waffling right here, but I do find it interesting that they actually molded like little pistons right in there. So rather than just have like a straight piece of plastic, it's actually molded to look like something that would be doing some kind of a function with a robot. So, you know, they did take some attention to detail on this, which is really neat. Articulation-wise, head is on a bone joint. She can move up and down, side to side, and inquisitive tilting. Shoulders can go forward and backwards as far as the backpack will let you. And, of course, you can move the backpack around to permit for posing. In and out at the shoulder, rotation at the bicep, bend at the elbow, and rotation at the wrist. Rotation at the waist. Legs, universal joints can go that far forward, that far back, in and out. Rotation at the thigh, bend at the knee, and as you saw, because of transformation, we've got all the ankle tilts right there. Now, do I not have these pegged in right, or tabbed in all the way? Felt like something was loose, but it's not. It's all there. It's all straight. All right, let's give her weapons. And again, she didn't have weapons on the show, so it's kind of weird giving her weapons, especially when she comes with two of them, and one of them is transparent, and there's really not a whole lot you can do with it. I think this one looks fine. That one looks okay, and it's a smaller weapon, so I guess, that works for her okay. I can't seem to get her to stand straight. I don't know what is going on, but she seems to be tilted that way. And I can't get her. I don't know what I'm missing here. And this is not an issue that I've had with her until... Now, there she goes. I hadn't really had an issue getting her standing straight until I put her... Of course, I put her in front of the camera. That's when things go wrong, but there you go. She has this other weapon. Honestly, I mean, this is a shame because I think this weapon is such a cool mold for this weapon, and I would love to give this to somebody else, but it's a clear weapon. That just doesn't make sense to me. I don't get that, and again, you can also peg them together to make like a double weapon if you want to do that. I typically, what I've been doing is I've just been putting it back here. There's a port. Remember that port on top of the light bar? I just put it back there just to kind of hide it away. I might take an airbrush to it and then give it to somebody else. I don't know. It just, MINERVA didn't have weapons. The Headmaster Juniors, I don't remember them having weapons. They were civil servants. So, there you go. There's MINERVA in robot mode. Again, she's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I think this works fantastic. A couple of comparisons. Here she is with a fellow female bot. Here she is with Crasher from the Speedia 500 collection. Another figure that channel member Daddy Bots very graciously sent to the channel for review. So you can see what the two of them look like together. And since we're doing race cars, I guess we'll bring him in as well. Shadow Strip, so you can see all of them. These are all the figures that Daddy Bots sent me. Thanks again, Daddy Bots, for the generous donation. Having a lot of fun with these figures. We'll set these guys off to the side. And just because he's here, in case my coffee gets cold, here she is with Generation 1 Optimus Prime, so you can see what the two of them look like together. Very, very happy to have this figure. This is one that I knew I wanted. Like I said, with the Alita one, I was on the fence when I saw her. I was like, she kind of meh. I'm not sure if I want her. When I saw MINERVA, I'm like, I gotta have her. That just works so perfectly for her. And here she is. I am very, very happy to have her. And happy to have representation from other lines coming back, right? So yeah, she's G1, but she's G1 that we didn't get in the States. This was a Japanese character, and one that the G1 toy is nearly impossible to find. So to get a modern interpretation of her in a main line, this is a really cool direction, I think, and I hope we get more of this. I would love to see, heck, you can actually retool this a little bit, repaint it, and make I think Cab was the cop. I don't remember Cab. There was Cab and Shuta. And I think Cab might have been the cop. That's a 50-50. Either Cab was a cop or Shuta was the cop. Anyway, you can retool this slightly, repaint it, and make the cop car, Headmaster Jr. out of this. I don't know who they would use for the fire truck. I really don't know. But, getting stuff like this is a cool direction that I really hope we get more of into the future. And I think that about does it for the Transformers Legacy Autobot MINERVA. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.